because I kept getting that answer. So I just said, all right, I'll just walk around and look around, and I seen this belt, and I was a thief when I was out there, you know, and I seen the belt and it had no tag on it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna take this belt, and I took the belt, and I put it around my waist, and as soon as I did that, all of a sudden I heard over the loudspeaker, security section, whatever, code, whatever, and all of a sudden I was back, you know, I was back in the city again, and I was shoplifting again, and I ran for the door, and I took off, and I don't know what, it was just such a turning point at that point for me, because I knew, like, I was going back to the old ways that I had done, and I went back to the halfway house that I was staying in, and I told the manager what I did, you know, and when I told him that, he told me that I was primed for recovery, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I just stole something, and he says, yeah, he goes, but you came back and you told me about it, and you seem genuinely, you know, concerned. And I'm like, yeah. I said, I don't want to go back to doing, I went through too much right now to go back to where I was. And from that point on, I started doing the right thing, you know, and I got a job. My first job was not glamorous, you know. I worked in a fast food place, and if you would have told me when I was 20 years old that when you're 30 you'll be working in a fast food place, I would have told you you're nuts. But there I was, and I was happy to do it. And it was actually a really fun job. It made me feel young again, because everybody I was working with were like early 20s, like, you know, teens, and they thought I was nuts. They were like, what are you doing here? And I didn't really want to tell them what my story was, but a couple of them I was honest with, and they were pretty cool about it. And eventually life went on, and I moved out of the house, and I got my own place, and I got another job, better job. And
What's been the hardest part of being sober?
being sober, honestly, the hardest part of being sober is dealing with the feelings. Not knowing, sometimes not knowing how to identify what's really going on with me, you know, and that's why I need, like, other alcoholics and addicts to talk to. Sometimes they can see it better than I can, you know. And that was one of my problems the first time when I had gotten sober, that I didn't tell anybody what was going on with me, you know. And it's funny, because addiction is addiction, and just because I put down the drugs and the alcohol, others pop up, you know. And my awareness always has to be up. I always gotta, like, you know, check my motives on why I'm doing what I'm doing, you know. And I would say, yeah, definitely one of the hardest parts is definitely dealing with the feelings, and identifying when other addictions are coming up, you know, because addiction, like I said, is addiction, and other things will take place of the drugs and the alcohol, you know. And it's funny, because there are addictions out there that can take you down just as hard, you know. So I don't want to go down that route, and basically I'm trying to just I'm trying to live an honest life, and I can't say I'm perfect at it, you know. I do make mistakes, I do stumble, and but, you know, as long as I learn from them, I can grow from that, you know, and I can move forward, and I can move on. But it's definitely a better life. You know, shooting heroin and sleeping on subway trains was no life. Is no life for anybody. So that's. But like I said, like back then, I didn't have to deal with really any feelings. I was numb all the time, you know, and that was one of the points, one of the reasons why I think I did it, and why I continued to do it for so long. Because it's hard, you know, it's hard. It's hard dealing with myself, you know. Not so much with I'm not so bad with other people. It's dealing with myself, you know. But it gets easier as time goes on.
What would you tell somebody that's watching that maybe suffering with an addiction, maybe been using heroin for 10 years like you did, or maybe have been through the process 1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
however many times?
it's possible. It's definitely possible, and it's better. It's just a better way of life, you know. I thought, you know, when I was growing up as a kid, you know, I've told people this before, I wanted to be an astronaut. I never said I wanted to be a junkie or a thief, or, you know, somebody that was going to, like, you know, inflict hurt on people. And that's really what happened. And being clean, and it's totally possible. I thought I was gonna die out there in the street with a needle in my arm. You know, I thought that was my fate. I didn't think that I would ever get sober again. You know, being that I had put together small amounts of time here and there, I just thought that it was always gonna be. I kind of gave up hope after a while, and I don't know what brought me into that detox that day and told them to do what you want with me, but something did. God, higher power, and when I stopped driving, when I got into the passenger seat and I let somebody else drive, my life all of a sudden started to unfold, you know, and where I'm at today, I'm totally blessed. Like, I have a great life today. I have, you know, I have great people in my life. I have people who genuinely care about me and don't want anything from me, and great friends, and it's possible. You know, it's totally possible, and all you gotta do is just give yourself a break, you know, and just, like I said, if you're out there struggling, take a chance and stop making decisions for a while, and you know, give some people with some experience on how to help people with addictions, you know, a chance to guide you in the right direction, you know, and your life can become something that you could never imagine, because that's where I'm at today, you know, and where I'm at today I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. You know, I got a great life today and I want to keep it, and that's why just no matter what, I don't drink and I don't drug, you know, that's it.